what was the one thing that drove you to getting where you're at now? Meaning, like kicking the drugs and like, where did you find that strength?
My daughter.
Okay.
I remember what it's like being a kid and looking at my parents, and I don't want my kid to be ashamed of me. I don't want her to feel like I'm not going to be there. Everybody's dead, I'm like the only one left. And I just want to, her to know, like, no matter what she goes through in life, like, her mom did it. Like, that's one of the hardest things is addiction. I'm going to deal with it forever. And I want to be there for her. I want her to, be like, my mom made it out.
What's up, guys? We back with another exclusive story, and today we're with
Jenna.
Jenna. How you feeling, Jenna?
All right. Good.
All right. Some days are better than others.
Oh.
Jenna, where you from?
Jersey.
From Jersey, and we're currently in Philadelphia. How often are you in Philadelphia?
A few times a week.
Few times a week. How long have you been coming to Philadelphia?
About 3 years.
3 years. And what's your experience been like in Philly?
Craziness. A lot. Yeah, a lot of craziness. Yeah, I don't want to keep coming back for it, I'll tell you that.
Philly is a crazy place.
Mm-hmm.
But how old are you, Jenna?
40.
40. Wow, you look amazing for 40, Jenna.
Thank you.
And so you've been, you've dealt with hardships, you had your ups and downs, and, you're currently in a good place, and, you're making progress. But let's go back, Jenna. Have you ever been on the streets?
Yes.
In Philadelphia or in New Jersey? Both. Was there a difference with each city?
Yes and no, but I've also been on the street clean and not clean. So there's a big difference with that too.
Okay, which was first?
Using when I wasn't clean.
So you first was on the streets before you were using?
No, before I got clean. I was using when I first went on the street. So that started in Jersey. I was on the streets in Camden. Then it was like back and forth. I was used, so I figured, I was living on the street, so I might as well use. And then I finally, honestly, why I started coming to Philly was the drugs were better here.
Okay, I've heard that a lot.
And it was more, you can do them anywhere instead of, there was a freeness in being able to be over here and use drugs. You don't have to worry about the cops coming or them doing anything. But then in June I got clean and I've been on the streets for the last 3 months. And it's a big difference because I'm not getting up every day and stealing to be normal. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just stuck, I feel.
Okay. Well, Philly is known for having that open drug market in Kensington, and people just freely kind of just do their thing. The cops right there, they see it. So I know people have seen that on YouTube. Okay, so do you feel like the drugs played a part in you being on the streets? Like, did the drugs lead
initially? Yeah, initially. But I think, the drugs that affected every part of my life. I mean, everything. They still do. Even though I'm not using, they still affect it because it's what got me here. That's what got me to feel like, I don't know no other way because it probably wants me to keep using. You're a puppet. You're a puppet. When you're on drugs, you're a puppet.
I mean, you've done it this long, so you prove that you can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe that it's up to the person. You know what I mean? They have to decide when they want to stop, and you've reached that point. So, you're doing good, and I think that good things are happening for you.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so you initially were out, and then what happened for you to get off the streets the first time?
I was hospitalized, and I got caught stealing, and I was hospitalized. I had 3 blood clots in my neck, and they released me. And my mom, said, "Come home." Uh, so I was there and with my daughter, so I didn't want to go anywhere. And then, so I have problems with my mom, so it was good for a little while, but I just feel like things happen, and I left, and I feel bad about leaving because my daughter's there. But it's not good. That's like being in a relationship with somebody just for the kids, and that's not good. It's not. There's more arguing than anything else. So I left again. Well, she pressed charges on me, but I left.
And you have how many children?
4.
You have 4 children, and how old are they?
My 2 oldest are twins. They're 17. They'll be 18 in February. I have a 14-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Okay, so do you have any family in Philadelphia?
No.
No family.
Mm-mm.
So you were just here, just hang with friends,
So-called friends.
or just
Yeah,
associates from the streets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my daughter's dad, he's over here somewhere. So, but like that, I was hanging out with him at first. But then when I got clean, I didn't really hang out with him anymore because we don't have nothing in common besides drugs.
Right. There's a lot of that. That's like trauma bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about your experience in Philly on the street. What was that like? Like, have you frequent Kensington?
Yeah. I
Okay.
slept there last night.
Okay. What was your experience like in Philly, period?
It is, it really honestly didn't have I've never had a bad encounter in Kensington. Never had a problem with nobody. Everybody's life's different. I kind of just keep to myself and, put my head down and go. I don't, tell everybody everything. I don't try and make friends with everybody. I would basically cop and go. And, I never had problems. So it wasn't, I think that's why I kept coming back. There was never nothing wrong. So I just, the cops never bothered me. People never bothered me. I just, but I've met really good people that are homeless out here that, they don't use or they use, but they're still my friends. So like last night, I stayed out here with my friend that I've known for about 3 years, and he's clean living on the street, and I stayed with him last night.
Okay. And what's the treatment like from like the regular people on the streets? When you're dealing with, homelessness and addiction and things like that.
Oh, a lot different. They immediately look at you differently. But I don't really care what people think of me. I got to a point that I know who I am. And I don't need to prove that to anybody. But yeah, there's definitely a stereotype. There's definitely judgment that think that all drug addicts, if you choose to do this, then you deserve to die. And I was raised by drug addicts. That's all I knew until I went with my grandma. But that's all I knew. I didn't know any other way to live. As I get older, though, I'm doing things different. Like I put myself back in school. I start school in January. I was signed out at 9th grade. My mom signed me out of 9th grade and let me drop out of high school at 9th grade. But so I really didn't have any structure. None. I was always told just go.
That's what's up, man. I do see your progress and your mindset. And so for those so the reason part of the reason why I do these videos is because I want people out there to, see people as individuals, not judge them on a perception or a misconception. So what would you say to those people that don't really know, what you deal with, and they may misjudge people in a situation?
Just don't assume that every person's the same. Some people want to get high. Some people don't feel stuck. Some people don't know what they feel. But there's always hope. There's always, for some people, like I thought I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, and I always thought I'd die a using addict. So everybody got to where they are by different circumstances. But honestly, I feel like we all got there because there wasn't enough resources and people there to say there's another way.
Absolutely. What do you think is necessary to change a lot of these situations?
Just to feel like you can, say when I wanted to go back to school. Immediately my mom was negative about it, and was like, you're 40 years old, you have no business, but I've talked to other people who are like, you can change your life at any age, it's not over yet. And that's how I feel. My life's not over. So anybody who's watching or feeling the same way, you can change. And the school's paying for my whole everything, and I didn't know that. I don't have to pay a dime, and I feel like that's a door. If I didn't do that, I would have never known. I would have never known.
Okay, Jenna. So, what's the craziest experience you've had being out here?
Just that people normalize living on the street to like it's having everything you have taken from you. I mean, that's seeing how people live normally, homeless, like how they get into these buildings and are living in spaces you would never expect somebody to live in. But like there was really never anything bad besides my stuff being stolen, like when I go to sleep, but it's material things, I still have my life, but I've never really had a bad. The craziest is that, like, somebody taking me into a building like this, and you don't think nothing's in there, and it's a big open, like, area to live, and somebody's living in there, like, furnished and everything. Like an apartment, you would think.
And they're living in there just like for free, just
There's electric. Yes. I don't know if they can cook,
and
but.
they just squatting in there.
Mm-hmm.
What about the train incident?
Oh, yeah.
But that was more of an accident.
That was an accident, yeah. It wasn't part of me getting high, no.
Okay.
But somebody nodded out and hit me and pushed me onto the tracks.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. It was definitely crazy.
How about the resources, whether here or in Jersey? Have you tried to using, what they have?
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely more here than in Jersey. Definitely, without a doubt.
I've heard that.
Because I have like a mailbox at Prevention Point, and I go to outreach every day and check in with them, let them know I'm still homeless. And, next Tuesday I have to go talk to a caseworker that'll help me with everything. But Jersey definitely don't have anything like that. It's hard to get into a shelter out there. But out here, there's a lot more people that get it. I don't really, never been through the process, so I don't really know how that's. I hear a lot from everybody, so I'm not really going to talk on that because I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody. Depends how much work you put in for yourself, too.
And what was the one thing that drove you to getting where you're at now? Meaning, like, kicking the drugs. Like, where did you find that strength?
My daughter.
Okay.
I remember what it's like being a kid and looking at my parents. And I don't want my kid to be ashamed of me. I don't want her to feel like I'm not going to be there. Everybody's dead, I'm like the only one left. And I just want to, her to know, like, no matter what she goes through in life, like her mom did it. Like that's one of the hardest things is addiction. I'm going to deal with it forever. And I want to be there for her. I want her to, be like my mom made it out. And like, no matter what she does in life, you know, all right, just remember, like, my mom's been through this, she's been on the street, she's been through that, and she's okay. You should just don't stop fighting.
Got you.
So long as,
Well,
but yeah, you can't ever give up on yourself. You have to want it for yourself. Anything you can do with self will, that's you're gonna be your biggest motivator. It's up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to you.
got you. Okay, man. Well, you've seen the raw emotions. I know, from talking to you, where your head is and what you want to do. So I'm proud of you. I will continue to help you.
Thank you.
And, we're going to end it there. And we'll pick back up on a part two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you didn't intend the crown camera, but
No.
it's real and it's raw. And it just shows the passion that you have and the drive that you have, because of your daughter to do what you need to do. So,
Absolutely.
I'm proud of you for that. And, I'm here for you, and you're just going to continue to push, keep you working out and doing all the positive things. And you got to keep doing what you need to do as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you for your time, Jenna. Thanks for sharing. And we'll see you again in part two.
All right.